It is beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful moments, beautiful moments. I just love it.
Yes.
I just love it. I hope you also love it. The way the Lord navigated in my life, this was the plan of God,
Yes.
because no man can come here on earth without God knowing.
No one.
I knew you even before
Yes.
being in your mother's womb.
Every one
I
of
knew
us,
you.
you know us.
You have all plan. It's like everything that is happening to us here on earth is a plan of God. It's ordained plan of God.
Yes.
Nobody can say, I can come and say, what are you doing? What are you doing, God? Is the creator who can tell the potter, what are you doing? What are you creating?
The clay cannot talk to the
The
potter
clay
and
cannot.
ask those questions.
Cannot.
What have you made?
What have you made?
Yes.
God is powerful and is sovereign God. We cannot ask, or we cannot talk about, or wrestle with the sovereignty of God. So yeah, we are in school.
Okay.
We're in school still, and we are also about to close the school. But there is something that is happening here that amazed me. It is one of the moments that I came to realize that, hey, God, you are moving in my life in a different way.
Yes.
Do you remember Mr. Biko?
Yeah, I remember Mr. the
Steve Biko,
physics
the
teacher
physics teacher.
and the mathematics teacher.
Yeah,
Oh my
there is a
goodness.
reason as why we mentioned him earlier. And I think there was an introduction
Yes.
that Mr. Joseph Maluki did, and I just dodged the,
You just dodged the moment.
those moments. I never wanted to associate with
Mr. Biko.
Mr. Biko that much, but this time around, he's sending somebody. He's sending a student to my class. I think this day I was very busy, and it's like, you have sent a student. And the student came and told me, Joel, you're being called by Mr. Biko.
Mr. Biko?
And I asked, I looked at this kid. Let me just say to the kid, I said, look at this student. And I was like, Mr. Biko? Do you mean Mr. Biko? I asked him many times, because Mr. Biko have never called me like calling me. It's like we have never talked that much and close. I was never even in his class.
And also the way he took the matters of God.
Oh my goodness, it blew my mind. And it's like, hey, how can Mr. Biko call me?
For what reason?
For what reason? Do you mean Mr. Biko? Mr. Biko is calling me. He asked me, how many Mr. Bikos do we have in school? And he left the classroom. If you don't want to go.
How many Bikos do you have?
How many Bikos do we have in school? So I had to listen to what my friend was saying and that student was saying. And I had to go to Mr. Biko's office. I went there. And it's like, I went there to Mr. Biko's place. And I found him busy with some students there. And he stopped what he was doing and he saw me. And he asked me, he called me, Joel, there's something here I want to share with you. He held my hand coming out of the office where he was, and he took me under one of the trees which was in school, which was planted in school.
Still wondering in your mind.
And he held my hand, and he's like, you have never treated me like this before.
What is up? What are you up to?
What are you up to? And he also told me, I've never treated you like this way before, Joel. I've never. It's like we have never even talked a lot. I've never done it. But today, there's something I want to share with you. Just come. And he held my hand and he pulled me out and we went under the tree, one of the tree in school, and he started talking to me. And I was really amazed. Really amazed. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who have been saying that, physics is everything. It's like physics is everything. That is the only God I know.
Physics.
Physics is the only God I know. It's like physics. Physics is everything to me. And he used also to give to do some jokes with the issues of Christ. How can Christ walk on water? He just weared some floaters and it was
my goodness.
It was like floating on water.
Yeah, he was wearing floaters.
That is physics. I think it was just making everybody crazy in that class, and it's like people loved what he was doing. But to me, it was like, hey,
you're going too far.
You're going too far, man. You're going too far. But this time round, he's calling me. This is Biko. It's Mr. Biko. And he told me, Joel, I've never treated you like this before. I've never called you to talk like this way before. It's like I've never done this before to you. But there is something here is disturbing my heart. And I want you to help me out.
Yes.
I was like, what is that?
Mr. Baker.
Mr. Biko, what is that? I was like eager to know, to want to know, you know.
Mr. Baker coming for help from you.
Yeah, exactly. What? And he told me, Joel, you're the only person in the entire school who can help me out in this. Let me tell you, even your CU chairman cannot do this. Even principal cannot do this. You're the only person who can help me out. You're the only person. It's like you're the only person. And telling me these things, I was like, what is that thing that you're telling me to help me out? To help you out. And it's like, I want you to help me out. There is something here that needs you. In the entire school, I've been looking around and I've observed even your CU system. I've observed everything in the school. But I've never seen a boy who is cool and calm like you. Even in those toughest moments of life when in the school, those tough moments in school, you're always calm.
Wow.
You're always calm. You are the one who
Can handle this.
can handle this. It's like there's nothing I've ever disturbed you. Even from the teachers and teachers, students, I've never had any complaint about Joel. You are cool and calm.
You're stable.
You're stable. Nothing is disturbing you. It's like nothing is disturbing you. Even though I was going through all of these things, I think there was some of the issues that I was going through, but it's like God was making me still.
They saw stability.
No, yeah, they were seeing stability.
Yes.
You're stable. And he told me, these things requires your God. These things requires your God.
Oh my
It
God.
requires that which you have. I don't have it. I know I have been not that good in terms of the things of God. I've been not good in the things that things that deals with God. I have not that faith that you have. But you can do this, Joel. It's like I need your help. I need your help. There is a boy in the school who have been going through many issues. And it's like it's one of those
Boys that are close to you.
he's also a close friend to Mr. Biko, a student, and he was also part of the CU officials. He was part of the CU officials, and it's like he went home. I never knew that he went home. I never knew. It's when Mr. Biko is telling me that, did you know that this boy went home? Did you know that this thing happened to this boy? And it's like the boy just lost the mother. And it was so bad, and it's like he came back in school and he was very depressed. So Mr. Biko is telling me, there's a boy here that went home for this and this and this. The mother left. And it's like, he's very depressed. He's in depression right now.
Yes.
It's just that he cannot express it out. He cannot come out. He's completely confused. He does not know what to do. So please, Joel, have a time. Just have a time. Please just try your best and go and tell him that Mr. Biko has sent you to him. And it's like, just talk with him. Please talk with him. And I went to the boy, the student, and I went to him. And I started talking to him, told him that Mr. Biko has sent me to you. Because they knew each other. So that gave me an entry point.
Introduction. Yeah.
Exactly, an introduction at the same time. And we started talking with him. And the first time, he never wanted to express himself to me. But he came back to me and he started talking now openly about the issues that are eating him up. And it's like he now was explaining to me the story of his home situation, some of the things that took place in his life, that he was not raised by the mother, but the mother later on left without him knowing. It's like he was just shocked about it. And that thing really made him to come into that state of depression. The more I was talking to him, the more he was able to express himself, the more he was able to get that healing from within.
Yes.
And he was able to be strong and be able to become himself. And I thank God that is also one of the guy who became a friend of mine. But let me tell you something. That day when Mr. Biko told me to go to him, I went to God and it's like I was asking God many questions. How do you want me to help this boy?
Where do I start?
How do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? And it's like I never felt the sense of introducing him to the feeling or the heart or the urge from the Spirit of God for me to introduce him to the team. I never found that
But
thing.
you helped him outside. It
I
was
helped
an
him.
outside catering.
Yeah, exactly. I helped him outside to be able to come out of himself and become himself. Just like his healing. To become himself. And it's like he was able now to open his heart and share things and some issues. And that brought healing.
Okay.
Bright boy. Yeah, and I think
It's very good when we go to God
yeah,
and
yeah,
ask,
yeah,
and
yeah.
ask God. And one of the things that pleases God,
Yes, yes.
the thing that really made God's heart and David's
Oh
heart
yes.
to be very
Oh
close
yes, oh yes.
is that dependence on God.
Dependence on God.
And even something that David thought he could handle,
Oh yeah.
he still went to God
Yes, yes, yes.
and asked questions. Do I pursue
Do I
them?
do this?
If I pursue them,
Yeah.
will you give me victory? God, do you want me to do this?
Oh yes.
And that is what it means to walk with God. Depending on God and asking Him, God, how do you want me to feel them?
Oh yes.
And many times as a pastor,
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
sometimes I have found myself in this kind of situations.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You
There's
you
some
have a
issues.
sermon, and as a pastor, you can make a sermon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
you can make a
You
sermon.
can. Yeah.
You have many sermons.
You have them in your heart.
Yeah, you have many
You have
sermons.
many, yeah.
But you still go to God. Even after making the sermon,
Oh yeah.
you still go to God and ask God,
Is this what you
is
want?
this what you
Is
want?
this your heart?
Is your heart in
Oh
this
yeah.
sermon?
Yes,
And even
exactly.
when you are standing at the pulpit, you are still willing and asking God,
God, what do
tell
you
me,
want?
if you don't want this, I'm willing to hear.
Oh yes.
And many times I've found myself, you have prepared a sermon, and you are there, and you probably you worked on it all the night.
Oh yeah.
And you
Oh
stand
yeah.
there before the people,
Oh yes.
and God puts that aside
Aside.
and brings a new thing. And you have to be willing to go with what God wants.
Aside. Yeah.
The heart of God.
Yeah.
That's very important.
And this also happened to me when you're talking to me about your story, about the part of asking God and asking where God is. There's a time I was preparing myself. Now I was supposed to prepare myself to go and talk with the people, and it's like what is in my heart is like what I want to share with the people exactly evaporated. Like I'm preparing it and it's like it's evaporating. It does not exist anymore in my mind, in my heart. So the moment I went in the pulpit or to now in the podium, now to start talking to the people, is when the Spirit of God came upon me.
Yes.
To be able to speak with the people. It's like everything that I planned became like, no, that is not what I want. That is not my heart.
That's not my heart.
That is not my heart.
And Jesus says this
Yeah.
in the book of John.
Yes, yes.
That my Father is always at work.
Always at work.
And I want to join him.
Oh, yes.
So the
Yes.
whole thing is about locating
the
heart of the Father.
The heart of the Father.
If you cannot feel the heartbeat of the Father,
It's not there.
it's not there.
It's not
Whatever
there.
you're doing is your own.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yes.
this is something that I've really valued and treasured in my life.
Yeah.
You find yourself, you have the capacity.
Exactly.
You could have gone to that boy,
Oh, yeah.
just as you go to the others,
Yeah.
and just say, this is one of the cases I've been handling.
Yeah.
You just go to him. But you went to God. What do you want?
What do you want?
What do you want me to tell him? And sometimes it's good as a pastor. I remember there's a time I stood before the church and I told them, I don't have a message.
I don't have a message. You completely don't have a message.
Yeah,
So what did you do? What did
I
you
told
do?
the people.
Yeah.
I don't have a message. It was a Sunday.
God is very funny. I don't have a message.
I told the people.
I know people are wondering, and they're looking, they're looking at this.
That time I
pastor
was not
like,
feeling the heartbeat of God.
Oh yeah.
And
Goodness, it's very hard.
I don't have a message.
Oh my goodness.
I don't have a message.
Oh my goodness. This is so funny. I don't think you are sweating at that moment. It's like.
So there's something that my father told me.
Uh-huh.
So there's something that my father told me one day, and he told me, It is humility.
Yeah.
Sometimes, even when the member asks you something, it is not good to pretend that we know the whole Bible.
Yeah.
Some of the Bible that we don't know.
Yes.
But we as pastors, many times we don't acknowledge, we don't accept
You
that
don't
we
accept
don't
that
know.
we don't know.
So instead of attempting,
Yes.
somebody may ask you a question,
Yes.
and you just, he told me, it's humility. Say, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. But when you say you don't know, that gives you a challenge to go and depend from
Yeah,
God and
yeah.
ask God
And
to
inquire.
and inquire from
Exactly.
God.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. So I just wanted to chip in on what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Going to God to look for His heartbeat.
It is true.
That's precious.
This is something serious. We really have to go back to God. Ask Him, what do you want me to do? Where is your heart? The heartbeat of the Father. Christ is like waking up around 3, now in the morning, and it's like he's like trying to track and the heart of the Father. Where are you? Where do you want me to go today? It's like, what do you want me to do today? He moves in Capernaum. He moves in Galilee. He moves in every direction. Those directions that he was going, it's like God was saying, "Go there, my son. I want you to do." It's like, "Go there." There's something God wants you to do and execute in that place. And so God never gave me, I never felt God in like this guy being part of the team. I never felt it. So I just helped him outside.
And you just moved on.
I just moved on.
That was God's will.
I just moved on.
Yeah.
And I thank God for everything that God is doing. And, I think and later on, after helping him out, we closed the school. And I thank God for everything that He was doing in my life. And yeah. So listen from God more if you're a believer. If somebody who is walking with God. I think this one will be the end of the show today.
Thank you.